So, you want to advertise on TV. Great, but where do you start? These are the 8 steps to getting your brand on TV. Plan your media strategy. Thinking about your target customers at the outset helps you zero in on how to reach them. What demographic do they fit? What's their household makeup, income, buying habits? What papers do they read? These insights help a media buyer get your commercial seen by the right audience. The largest cost in a campaign is buying the time on viewers' screens. Around 3/4 of the total budget will be allocated to media. And there are 3 avenues to reach audiences. Traditional linear TV. You buy airtime spots on channels your customers watch, the shows they like, and the times they're viewing. TV has been sold like this since the 50s and delivers amazing results because the audience reach can be so large. That's why national and international brands still buy a lot of linear TV. Complementing linear is broadcaster video on demand, BVOD. These are the free ad-supported services like ITVX and My5. Finally, addressable TV can narrow your focus even further by showing commercials at a household level. Using Sky's AdSmart, your campaign can be shaped by hundreds of data points from agencies like Experian, dunnhumby, Nectar and MasterCard. Your ad would be shown only in homes meeting precise criteria specified by you. Addressable TV campaigns are a rifle rather than a shotgun, and that can make them very affordable. The creative brief. With your strategy and budget mapped out, you can develop a creative brief. It'll need to explain your brand's positioning, the product or service you're advertising, the USP, and who your messaging needs to resonate with. Specifically, what problem does the TV campaign need to fix for you? You should also decide whether this is a brand campaign or a direct response campaign. The aim of a brand campaign is to build recall, making sure you're at the front of a viewer's mind when they're ready to buy. This is often part of a longer-term strategy to grow your brand's recognition and shape public perception over time. A direct response campaign will feature a call to action, and it squarely aims to get a viewer to act by calling or visiting a website to make an inquiry or a purchase right away. Lastly, your brief should define what a successful outcome looks like. Is it a measurable increase in footfall, a specific number of products sold, a percentage uplift in calls or site traffic? When the creatives know what your successful outcome is, they can craft creative concepts to meet those objectives. Clearcast script approval. Clearcast are a barrier to entry for unscrupulous advertisers. They review the scripts for all the UK's TV ads and make sure no one is stretching the truth. They'll make compliance recommendations and request substantiation for any claims you're making. This might be as basic as proof that your product does what it claims, or that you have enough stock to ship orders for the duration of the campaign. Clearcast might specify additional text on screen to clarify a statement. Many TV ads have this small print at the bottom of the frame. All TV advertisers pass through Clearcast. It preserves viewers' trust in TV advertising and therefore its value to advertisers. With the script approved, we can move on to production planning. Some ads are straightforward. A commercial made from graphics, photos or supplied footage can head to production almost right away. If we don't have to shoot anything, it's easier to make changes along the way. Filmed ads require much more planning at the outset. A casting call might go out, and actors might self-tape auditions. We might need to scout filming locations, source props or wardrobe items, perhaps book specialist equipment. Every project is different, but arranging the logistics of shooting the commercial will typically span a few weeks. Shooting the commercial. This is the boring bit. Okay, that's not quite true, but out of the whole process of getting a TV campaign to air, shooting the commercial is often compressed into just 1 or 2 days of intensive work. The script, the storyboard, the list of shots, movement around the location, and the schedule for the day are all locked and ready to roll. It's just a case of putting the plan into action. Post-production. Post involves sorting the footage and editing it, obviously. However, post-production also encompasses additional nuanced creative work, stuff like colour grading. Every ad you see will have been artistically fine-tuned in post-production. There is also the creation of motion graphics, selection of music, choosing and recording a voiceover, and mixing the final track. Post-production also manages the creation and delivery of technically compliant files for approval and broadcast. Approval. As post wraps up, you'll have the opportunity to make any final adjustments, and then the almost complete commercial heads back to Clearcast to be viewed and signed off. They'll check it doesn't deviate from the approved script and make sure any caveats, the small print, are legible and on screen for long enough. At this point, your commercial will be given a unique identifier, a clock number, and from this point, your ad will only be referred to by its clock. It's delivery time. Broadcasters need your ad in their system a few days ahead of its first air date. We create a master file and upload it to a media logistics provider. They'll run quality control checks on the ad before delivering it into the servers of channels in your media plan, along with scheduling instructions and Clearcast's stamp of approval. For basic ads, the end-to-end process from initial discussions to getting on air could be just 3 to 4 weeks. But you'll usually be wanting to get things moving at least a couple of months out from when you'd like to be on air. Putting your business on TV need not be difficult or expensive. If you'd like to join thousands of other advertisers gaining a significant return on their investment, get in touch and get these 8 steps underway today.